This is a little story about successful IT projects, but also about sleeping sound at night. And I do not have sleeping problems, but sometimes I do lay awake thinking about my work. That can be a good thing when I'm enthusiastic about things and making plans for the next day. It can be a bad thing if I'm worried. Recently I got involved in quite a challenging project that costed me quite some night rest. And when you reach your own boundaries and you're worried, you learn often a great deal about yourself. Things that I learned was that I'm very good in making scenarios, doom scenarios, because I like to think about things that could go wrong and what their impact would be. And that can be very miserable stories where the project fails and people know how to find me. They blame me for bugs in production and they got fired and I cannot pay my mortgage and all of that kind of misery. And I would have loved to have had a friend that could help me out in telling me that I was worrying for the wrong reasons, could provide me with objective information and could reduce the impact. Friends and colleagues do have good advice, but you have things to sort out for yourself. When I do projects, I like to challenge myself a little bit. Not doing those projects that I did 10 times before, but find new things that I think I know how to do it, but I'm also still looking for the right solution, and I'm pretty sure I will find it along the way, but I have not really decided how to do that yet. And when such a project comes along, I leap in enthusiastically, only to find out that, like many IT projects, this project is undergoing severe weather as well and is having its own problems. Severe measurements are needed in order to pull things off to make it a success. We all know testing relies largely on other disciplines. So if we want to improve things, if we want to take measures, commitment is needed from other parts of the organization. Strangely enough, very often I find it's very hard to get the right commitment. And if I do not get the commitment in a project, I start to worry a little bit, because I realize that I might not be in control as much as I thought I was. I might not be able to pull things off and make it success, and I start making doom scenarios about what would happen if things go wrong. That's what I call fear. And fear, yeah, it's a heavy word, anxiety. It's terms that people do not often use in our more rational IT technical world. But there are, of course, different variations, different gradations of fear. You got the frown, the slight worry, but also the sheer panic that keeps us awake at night. If we accept that fear is present in many IT organizations, it might be worthwhile to take a look at our managers. Because our managers, they want to do nice projects, they want to have success, they want to be challenged, but they also want to be in control of their project. They want to have overview, insight in things that are happening. They want to be able to steer the organization towards the right decisions, and they want commitment from their managers. And if they're lacking those things, they might be worried as well. No wonder that when we knock upon their door asking for commitments for our measures that we want to take for our success, we do not always get the ear that we want to, because the managers are working on larger issues. They're dealing with bigger problems than ours. They're dealing with problems and concerns that are closer to their heart. So I think it pays to know where the comfort need of our manager is, to understand what keeps him awake at night. Because if we have that information, we can align with their needs. From origin, testing has many tools that provide overview, insight, control on the project. We're measuring the quality of the software and can tell whether it's good enough. We have information about how users are actually playing with the tool, using it in their daily life, and how that aligns with the operational processes. We're dealing with risks. We are having a lot of information about what's actually happening at the supplier's card and how we can manage that. So a lot of measures that we take will lead to information that will comfort the manager, if only we know what he wants, and if we're able to explain to the manager how our work contributes to his needs. And if he understands that, I'm pretty sure we will get commitment. And that has great advantages. Because not only will we get commitment for the measures that we need to take in order to make our project a success, we will also become his wing partner, his trusted advisor that gives him the information that he needs for his own comfort. So from that, I would like to conclude that the true success factor of projects is not really found in the measures that we take, because they're often okay, not really in the method that we need. We don't need believer, non-believer discussions about which method is the best. But the true success factor is found in the ability of us to translate the output of our activities into things that have value for the manager. Things that will give him comfort, provide him from being awake at night, being worried about his own success. So if we translate our activities properly, we will get a commitment and have more fun in our projects, be more successful, but also become the hero that guards the night rest of our managers. And that's worthwhile.